Tonight, after a call for action call comes in,
did you take that money?
consumer investigator Kristen Byrne is on the case.
So you have mail fraud and wire fraud charges against you. What do you have to say to these elderly victims?
She confronts a financial advisor charged with stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from his elderly clients. Kristen talked to two of his victims who never even knew it was happening.
Art, Edith, I don't know what else to do now. I hope you can find the compassion to allow me to fix this with you, as well as try to forgive me for putting you through this.
In a letter, financial advisor Chris Kubiak doesn't admit to a crime.
I'll never trust anyone, I don't think, again.
But pleads for forgiveness from his longtime clients and friends, Arthur and Edith Schrogen.
I never kept track of my money. I trusted him just totally.
Franklin police arrested Chris Kubiak in September. 4 months later, a grand jury indicted him for fraud. Suspicion of theft surfaced well before then.
I said, Chris, there's something wrong here. Something don't smell right here.
And what did he say to that?
He didn't say a word.
What do you have to say to Edith and Artie? They said you took...
And he didn't want to say a word when we confronted him outside the federal courthouse.
These people are saying you took all their money and you used to gamble. Did you do that?
I have no comment.
It's terrible what he did.
Court documents say Kubiak fraudulently obtained in excess of $370,000 from elderly clients, which he used for gambling and for personal expenses. It says the scheme started at least 5 years ago. In some cases, Kubiak called investment companies, and he falsely stated to the associate that he was in fact the client calling to request a withdrawal form or liquidation of an account. Other times, he directed the clients to write personal checks payable to him.
My sister says, Ed, I was following you and I took Chris too.
Edith says her sister fell victim to Kubiak's scheme too, but she didn't lose as much.
It was $3,000 in January, $4,000 in March, $5,000 in April. It was just large sums, month after month after month.
Over 3 years, 2015, 16, and 17, the couple's son-in-law looked at their finances and saw they had more than $80,000 withdrawn from their savings. How does this make you feel?
Sick to my stomach. It's just not right.
Kubiak, who also did the couple's taxes too, told them those were his fees.
Mr. Kubiak, did you use that money to gamble? We just want an answer, yes or no.
Pleading not guilty, he's out on bond until his next court date, but Artie and Edith won't be there for that. And in response to his card and letter,
I'm not exaggerating my saying that this could ruin something I've spent a lifetime building.
What do you have to say to Chris Kubiak?
No, I don't ever in my life want to see him again.
Chris Kubiak hasn't been convicted of these crimes. Here are 4 red flags of financial fraud. If your advisor uses the word guarantee, be suspicious. Number 2, if they say it's complicated and they can't explain how you're making money, that's not a good sign. Also, if you have to make too many payments and the amounts are inconsistent. And finally, missing documents. That's another warning sign of a scheme. I'm consumer investigator Kristen Byrne.